Castlevania: The Adventure on PC. This is part of the Castlevania Anniversary Collection I got right here. Well, we can't see that. I'm playing on my laptop. It's my quad-core laptop, the AMD quad-core laptop. And I want to show you the book because the idea was to show you... Can I even do that from here? Design archives. Here's the thing. This allows you to skip page by page. You can see the covers of all the Castlevania games that are included in the collection. The Game Boy version of Kid Dracula is not included on this collection, but the original NES game is, which I think is kind of interesting. That's the original Castlevania, Castlevania 2, Castlevania 3, which is the game you're supposed to be playing on this collection because it's the rarest and the one that's... it might have been released on the Wii store, I forget. It's actually a game I used to own. I sold it about a decade ago when it was still affordable. Is it good? I think it might be okay. But I would not, I mean, if nothing else, you're able to hear the emulated version of the Japanese game, which has better audio. You'll be hearing that a bit later. But for this video, we're going to do the Game Boy version, which I've never played before, ever. I've heard it's terrible. We'll see how long we last. I might end up doing a better run a bit later. This is more of a laptop test. So if you got your, if you're watching this game in the year 2022 and you got your Stream Deck, it'll probably run on that. Although it probably runs better on a, shall we say, alternate version of the same game, if you know what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it does. Of course, if you're like me, you probably bought this game so that you can finally get your hands on it and play it in a official capacity, quote-unquote. You know, the quote-unquote official version of this game. It'd be like that sometimes. Too bad I can't shrink this display, but we're gonna have to compress this video, which is fine. We'll shrink it down to... Well, it's a Game Boy game. Does it really run at 60 frames a second? I want to say no. But I'll compress it down to 720p. We'll see how it goes. I might get fancier than that, but we'll see how it goes. Make sure that I turn the audio down. Give me a second. Sorry about that. I'll make sure I turn the audio down on this. Oh, I'm on a timer. Not good. Not good. And I'm playing on an Xbox gamepad, so there is that. So, yeah. The B button is now mapped to jump, and the A button is mapped to whipping, because that's how this Xbox gamepad works. There are no weapons in this game. It's just the whip levels up. I guess it was a memory constraint thing. Look, guys. By the way, I'm playing this on a 4K television, so I just want to make that clear. This is the most absurd gaming session I've ever had ever. I'm playing a Game Boy game on a quad-core laptop that's being exported to a 4K television. Now, I'm only doing that because what is it? I'm capturing this on my Toblerone capture device, the AverMedia capture device, which gives me 60 frames a second. But for a game like this, I can't imagine why it's in any way important. As far as the gameplay itself, it's sort of infamous because it's a Castlevania game that was made on a console that was not quite comfortable with the... I mean, obviously the developers are still trying to figure out what this console was good for because... I mean, the characters, this is a game that was meant to be played on a spinach green, high latency screen, I guess you could call it. I mean, the spinach green screen was awful. But, again, if you're a kid, it's like, ooh, Castlevania, I like Castlevania games. And I remember this was in the era when people were trying to figure out, you know, how does the Game Boy work? It's an underpowered console, really. It had less power than the NES did. I mean, 4 colors, come on. But that and the whole, like... Did I lose? I lost my power up. Okay, fine. You probably noticed there are no stairs. So apparently it's a restriction of the cartridge. Again, due to the memory limitations, they said... Ah, crap! Well, I can jump on the rope while I'm knocked back. That's good. Apparently it's a cartridge limitation where, you know... Because they were trying to save memory... Guess they were trying to save space in the cartridge, so they wanted to compress the levels. So the idea is that you could have these little 90-degree angles. So everything's in like 90-degree angles. Yeah, that was really weird. Thought I might have whipped him, couldn't tell. Remember, this is a Game Boy game, so if this game feels super janky, it's because it is. The original Game Boy game wasn't much better. I mean, the original. Imagine playing this on a spinach green screen with lots of extra blurring, like a whole lot of extra blurring. I can't whip from this. Yeah, I can't whip from this rope, which sucks because in the original Castlevania games, you can whip you can whip while you're on the stairs. There we go. I'll take that. So I guess that gave me health instead of, So instead of using hearts to collect mana points so you can throw your special weapons, which are not in this game, you collect hearts to, whoops. Darn it. You can use hearts to refill your energy meter, I suppose. So I can't get that. So the only way for me to get the two things on top is for me to have a fully powered up whip. Did I play any of... No, I didn't play any of the Game Boy games when I owned it. When I had a Game Boy, I never bought any of these games. Well, I was told that Belmont's Revenge was actually decent. But I don't think I was ever... I don't remember if these games were just more expensive than they should have been. Or if I just never really just got my hands on used copies. Because there was a time when I would buy like a couple of Game Boy games... 3 or 4 Game Boy games a year. Back when I had a Game Boy. I mean, I have a Super Game Boy now, but I can't imagine ever playing this game. But I got a good deal. I built myself a mini collection of Game Boy games because they were like, whoops, these are going to drop. I know they're going to drop. Had to jump immediately as soon as I landed. Don't send me back to the beginning. Okay, that's good. Not great, but it's better than nothing. I got a thing that strengthened my whip. So that's good to know. Not a great checkpoint, but it's something. Too bad I don't have like a double jump or something. What was the complaint about this game? Is that it was like really slow. And I mean, not having special weapons is one thing, but like, this whole bit about just being slow, I'm like, well, yeah, the original Castlevania is not that fast either. I mean, it's slower by Castlevania standards too. Like, I remember when Ninja Turtles in Time came out, it's like it was reasonably fast. Like the pacing was reasonably fine, just that the game was dumb as dirt. Yeah, good old-fashioned falling platforms in a Castlevania game. Yet visuals aren't particularly great. I mean, even for a Game Boy game, they aren't that great. No shades at all. Again, it's just like a proof of concept. Well, I guess I was supposed to jump on these things, huh? Yeah, I guess I was supposed to jump on these things. Well, I never said this was a speed run. Ah, crap. And I lost my whip power-up. Crap. I lost my whip power-up. So this is how you could do, this is how you could do, open world game design, I guess. If you want to have multiple paths, you can just have a high road and a low road. Like in Mario 3. And this is your high road. Although there is no low road because it's a dead end. Oh, for crying out loud. Remember, on the Game Boy, you were always asking yourself, if you were a developer, the games are smaller. The console has less power. Like, the screen is smaller. We have fewer colors to play with. So would this game even work? I mean, obviously this game could work on a Game Boy, but they said, okay, what can we actually do on this console? You can understand they were trying to figure out, how much power do they have to play with on this thing? That's the other thing. It's like you probably make this game in a couple of months, just saying, okay, let's learn what we can do with this console. Because I mean, yeah, you can have scrolling, but you know, how many of our NES programming tricks can we use on this game? Although they were probably deciding at the time, you know, let's just get a game on the console. Let's, you know, get that sweet, sweet Nintendo money. Because this game was gonna sell 100,000 copies just for showing up. And of course, the games were less expensive on Game Boy because the cartridges. I mean, like, the cartridges were less expensive because they had less memory in them. Like, if you had more money, you had, like, you know, the fancy MMC1 chips inside it. Like the Castlevania 2 on the NES had an MMC1 chip, and I think it was a 2 megabits. I think it was a 2 megabit cartridge back in the day. I forget. It might have been only 1 megabit, but just, you know what I mean. Whoops, crap. Now I'm running out of time. Everyone's favorite part of Castlevania games, sliding over and hanging on the edge of a platform, on your back heel. Uh-oh. Okay. I saw that hitching. You can't fool me, Konami. Yeah, maybe. Maybe Windows is doing some indexing in the background. I don't know what's going on. The hard drive might be crapping out on me. Wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, imagine having to do that all over again. Wow. Okay, I can't make that jump. Too bad I don't have a... Too bad I have my fireball throwing thing. Haha, you suck. Typical stage 1 Castlevania boss. Just jump over it. Yeah, very dumb. Yeah, how do we feel about this game, kids? Yeah, it sucks. I agree. It kind of sucks. We'll see. We'll see how long it lasts. We're gonna give the thing at least 10 minutes. No save states. Imagine that. Imagine having to play this game from beginning to end with no password. Maybe there is a password. I don't know. There might be a password. So they technically only made 2 Castlevania games because Kid Dracula is more of a tangent. I'm invincible for like an extremely short period of time. Can I turn around while I jump? I can't turn around while I jump. Nope. So when you're in the air, you can't turn around in midair. Whoops. The Zelda 2 bouncing. Yeah, the Zelda 2 bouncing projectiles. Those are always fun. Like, even Nintendo acknowledged, like, when Link's Awakening came out, they said, you know what? This is not going to be easy. Like, we're just going to make a completely different, you know, like, game, kind of like the original Legend of Zelda. Whoops, that's a terrible angle. I can whip these things, though. They aren't invincible like the balls in Zelda 2. So that's good to know. Careful! Well, there's your high road, low road thing. Can I hit these things? Well, I'm trying. I didn't want to test my luck and see if I can hit the the boomerang guy. Again, it's this whole thing. You're doing the high road, low road thing. Ah, crap! It's about timing. If you got the timing down, you can probably make it work. Yeah, this is like a Castlevania game. This is like a Castlevania game. Not a particularly good one. Got it. Yeah, look, your boy's a completionist. Like, when it comes to old games, I don't play them through. But I like sampling games that I missed when I was a kid. Because I can put myself into the mindset where I could say, okay, if I were a kid, this is how it would feel to play this. Well, actually, I wouldn't make that. But I can kind of put myself into a mindset where I'd say, you know, if I were a kid, I probably would have liked it, knowing what I know about myself back then. I don't think I would have liked this game as a kid. But I probably would have played the crap out of it because, you know, I'm a kid and I had no sense of standards. So I would have felt compelled to keep playing it just so I could say that I beat it. Whoops. I'm running out of options here. Oh, we might have some slowdown here. Might have some authentic Game Boy slowdown coming up. Ah, should just... Careful! This got real. Ah! Bad aim. Look out. Yeah. This bridge won't fall, will it? Ow! Ow! I should have just whipped them. Are those coins only good for money? I'm not playing this game for score. Get out of here. Ah, that was terrible timing. Oh, don't blow him up. Oh, don't blow him up. Okay. I'm not alive, so we'll see how it goes. Just a second. I got a thing that just happened. Give me a second. Alright, sorry. Gotta turn off that phone. Word am I got a message or something. Okay, so don't blow these things up. That seems to be the idea. Don't blow them up. Excuse me. Okay. Can I see this in Jungle Hunt? Well, that's an old school video game reference. That's why you watch this channel, isn't it? To watch old video games. Yeah, like, I'm not really pressed to play this game to the end. I just kind of want to see, like, how it flows. Some of the level design, that kind of thing. Yeah, but I'm not feeling this thing. Ah! So I can blow them up if they're on the solid ground. But if you blow them up on the bridge, you're hosed. So I guess they did explode and hurt me when I was blowing them up in level 1. Uh-oh, we got a problem. Okay, somehow made it over those. I didn't take a hit that one time. It's kind of amazing. Yeah, these coins are just for points. Screw this. But for a perfect run, sure. This sounds like the kind of game that would work for a perfect run. Because you would get every candle, that kind of thing. Get the highest possible score, that kind of thing. There's gotta be something good over here. Ah! So I jumped too early. That was the problem. Okay, so which way do I go? Should have gone the other way. Should have gone the other way. But I like the idea of having 2 ropes and you deciding which one you want to go down. I like that idea. See if we can go this way instead. So maybe I should go down the left one this time. What do you think? Okay, so that's the way I should have gone. Boy, this looks familiar, doesn't it? And if you're in old school video games would do this. Mega Man did the same thing, where it's like they would put you in a room where the sole purpose was to get you from one side of the screen to the other. Old school level design. I guess you could think of like video game design back in the day as like a bunch of post-it notes. You were designing individual rooms. So imagine an individual room in an old video game like a post-it note. And your job was to line up the post-it notes in such a way that they would fit into a single sheet of, like into a single, arrange, I guess the best way to describe it is arrange your post-it notes in such a way that they all fit on a blackboard or a whiteboard. And you have to design your video game so that all the post-it notes fit on that little whiteboard. Because that's your capacity. Whoops, died. No password, huh? I bet there's no password. I don't want to continue. I might have limited continues. I'm not going to keep playing this. I just want to see where it sends me. All the way back to the beginning. Amazing. Nope. Never playing this game again. Is there like a rewind button? Yeah. Oh, I have a... Okay, so I pressed one of the buttons. I forgot what button I pressed, and I got this. So we're saving our current progress. So there are save states. That's good to know. Quick save. Never playing this game again. Controls. Lash whip. Yep, that's pretty much how it works. Move left, move right. Pixel perfect. Dot matrix. Let me try that. I'm not going to play this game very much. Already got my game save. Let's just see how it works. Now I'm very curious. I'm going to play on a dot matrix screen on a 4K monitor. How do you like that? Yeah, keep it black. Controls, jump and whip. Yep. Castlevania. Ready? Yeah, boy. That's how you do it. The good old dot matrix screen. Yeah, that's the authentic dot matrix spinach green experience. Wow, dude. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to look. No screen tearing. I don't think there might have been screen tearing on the original screen. That's a good question. But the way I was playing it earlier was like playing it on a Super Game Boy, I guess, with the black and white screen. Whoops. Or I guess you could say it's like playing it on because I think some game companies or the developers. I want to say the developers were playing this game on a black and white screen. And of course, Nintendo Power had access to the wide boy, whatever you call that thing, where you had the ability to. Let me see if I can whip these. Nope, bad. That's probably just bad timing. Nope, my whip is really slow, as I'm sure you guessed. Okay. Oh, I didn't know we could crouch. Didn't know we could crouch. That's throwing a wrinkle into it, huh? Crap. Okay, I can't reach him. I'm invincible! I think that crystal is just for points. Again, old school game design. It's like you would just go in a straight line and the score was based on the items you picked up. So the score was, I guess you could say the score was a reflection of your skill. But most of the items you picked up in games like this were just for points. Yeah, I never played games like this for. I mean, you could play this game for score if you wanted to, because again, it's a way of measuring your skill on any particular level, because you're doing high score chases and crap. So a person who just finished this game might get a different score than a person who, I guess, never finished it. I can't whip those things. Okay, so I can't whip them. I forgot what was up there now that I think about it. Like I said, I'm not going to keep playing this game. It's kind of marking it. Kind of marking my territory because I'm never going to play it again. Ah! Do I at least get a heart? Yep, got a heart. So it might be worth coming up here just for the hearts. Yeah, I would say this game is worth... I say it's worth coming up here just to get the hearts. So if you take one hit, that's fine. You'll get some of your health back. Ah! I saw that hit. You can't fool me, Konami. Yeah, this is super janky. It's a shame, really. Think it might be something down here, or is it just a dead... It's probably just a dead... It's a dead pit. Yeah, it's a dead pit. Okay, never mind. Oh, well. All the way back to the beginning. You get the idea. So I press the select button. So the select button doesn't do anything. L1... L2, there we go, so I needed L2. I didn't want to save that, but whatever. Okay, I'm never playing this game again. All told, there are 4 levels. 4 levels?! At the dead end of each, you'll find a primary evil is waiting to terrorize you. Foreseeing the next level, you must crush and demoralize. Not that there's a lot of morals to speak of at this beach. At the end of the 4th level, you enter the dead of night, where you come to toe-to-toe, eye-to-eye, eyeball, which are everyone's favorite bloodsucker, Count Dracula, and it's here that you'll either vanquish his midnight powers forever, or be initiated into his vampire gore. Your soul means protection, or your mystic whip and mindful wit, which will lead you through Castlevania's or through Dracula's menacing maze. Along the way, you'll be sure to light the candles at the tip of your whip. A way to unleash life-sustaining items such as hearts, crystals, and crosses of gold. Not that I would know that. Can I speed this up? Apparently not. Yeah, can I speed this up? Apparently I can't. Okay, it weren't the game M2. Yeah, M2 did this game. Yeah, so these are the folks who ported a bunch of old arcade games and Sega games. So they've become very popular among some people in the gaming among the retro gaming community, because they put a lot of care into how they convert a lot of these games. So there's something of a retro preservation house. They come up with their own emulators. They spend a lot of time trying to make it work properly. So they're very highly regarded. The problem is that you end up with games like this, which this might be like a custom emulator. And of course, sometimes the development houses will modify the games or modify the emulator so that they're tailored for the games that they're running on them. So they'll spend a bit more time on the emulation to make sure it looks right. Unfortunately, sometimes you end up with emulating games like this, which are just not very good. So, never playing this game again. But I scratched it off my must-play list.